Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Happy Saturday. I hope your weekend is a great one and you get a lot of crafting time in. Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. And if you are new here, Saturday and Sunday is a bit more of a chilled vibe here on Manfa's Makes. It is not crochet or yarn related, so I completely understand if this is not your thing. But it is the days of the week where I read you stories from Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, and I have a whole playlist on my channel, and I have also read The Wizard of Oz, which has its own playlist also. The reason why I do this is, like I said, to have a more chilled vibe over the weekend, and I know several of you like listening to audiobooks, so I thought this might be a nice alternative for when you are crafting. So that you don't have to look at the screen, you don't have to look up from what you're doing. All you've got to do is listen. So, train of thought just completely left the building. Yes, a little disclaimer. I literally just read you the words from the page, guys. I do not endorse any of the themes or the darkness or any of the twists and turns that these stories have. I am literally just reading you the stories how the author has written them. And like I said, it is just something to read to you on a weekend. Okay, so let's begin. We are starting this week on story 138, which is a super short story, and it is called Knoist and His Three Sons. Between Werrell and Soist there lived a man whose name was Knoist, and he had 3 sons. One was blind, the other lame, and the third stark naked. One time they went into a field, and there they saw a hare. The blind one shot it, the lame one caught it, the naked one put it in his pocket. Then they came to a mighty big lake on which there were 3 boats. One sailed, one sank, the third had no bottom to it. They all 3 got into the one with no bottom to it. Then they came to a mighty big forest in which there was a mighty big tree. In the tree was a mighty big chapel. In the chapel was a sexton made of beechwood and a boxwood parson who dealt out holy water with clubs. How truly happy is that one who can run from holy water run. That's it, guys. I told you it was super short. The next one is super short as well, and it is called The Maid of Brakel and is story 139. A girl from Brakel once went to St. Anne's Chapel at the foot of the Hinnenberg, and as she wanted to have a husband and thought there was no one else in the chapel, she sang, "O holy St. Anne, help me soon to a man. You know him right well, by Sutmer Gate does he dwell. His hair it is golden, you know him right well." The clerk, however, was standing behind the altar and heard that, so he cried in a very gruff voice, "You shall not have him, you shall not have him." The maiden thought that the child Mary, who stood by her mother Anne, had called out that to her, and was angry and cried, "Fiddle-dee-dee, conceited thing, hold your tongue and let your mother speak." And again, that was the end of that one. The next one is an incredibly short one as well. I don't think this video is going to be very long, guys, because I've done 2 stories and I'm going to do another 2, but they're not much longer. But I can't fit all of the story titles in the title box on my videos. So this might be incredibly short and I do apologise, but there will be more stories tomorrow. Okay, next up is story 140 and it is called Domestic Servants. Where are you going? To Whelp. I to Whelp, you to Whelp, so together we'll go. Have you a man? What is his name? Cham. My man is Cham, your man Cham. I to Whelp, you to Whelp, so together we'll go. Have you a child? What is he called? Wild. My child Wild, your child Wild. My man Cham, your man Cham. I to Whelp, you to Whelp, so together we'll go. Have you a maid? What's she called? Mabel. My maid Mabel, your maid Mabel. My child Wild, your child Wild. My man Cham, your man Cham. I to Whelp, you to Whelp, so together we'll go. Have you a farm hand? What do you call him? From your work do not budge. My farmhand, from your work do not budge. My child wild, your child wild. My man cham, your man cham. I to whalep, you to whalep, so together we'll go. I have no idea what that story means. Bizarre story time today, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. And the last one for today is slightly longer, but not much. So this will only be about a 10-minute long video. Okay, story 141, The Lambkin and the Little Fish. There was once a little brother and a little sister who loved each other with all their hearts. Their own mother was, however, dead, and they had a stepmother who was not kind to them and secretly did everything she could to hurt them. It so happened that the two were playing with other children in a meadow before the house, and there was a pond in the meadow which came up to one side of the house. The children ran about it and caught each other and played at counting out. Eneki beneki, let me live, and I to you my bird will give. The little bird its straw shall seek, the straw I'll give to the cow to eat. The pretty cow shall give me milk, the milk I'll to the baker take. The baker he shall bake a cake, the cake I'll give unto the cat. The cat shall catch some mice for that, the mice I'll hang up in the smoke, and then you'll see the snow. They stood in a circle while they played this, and the one to whom the word snow fell had to run away, and all the others ran after him and caught him. As they were running about so merrily, the stepmother watched them from the window and grew angry. And as she understood arts of witchcraft, she bewitched them both, and changed the little brother into a fish, and the little sister into a lamb. Then the fish swam here and there about the pond and was very sad, and the lambkin walked up and down the meadow and was miserable, and could not eat or touch one blade of grass. Thus passed a long time, and then strangers came as visitors to the castle. The false stepmother thought, this is a good opportunity, and called the cook and said to him, go and fetch the lamb from the meadow and kill it, we have nothing else for the visitors. Then the cook went away and got the lamb, and took it into the kitchen and tied its feet, and all this it bore patiently. When he had drawn out his knife and was sharpening it on the doorstep to kill the lamb, he noticed a little fish swimming backwards and forwards in the water in front of the kitchen sink and looking up at him. This, however, was the brother, for when the fish saw the cook take the lamb away, it followed them and swam along the pond to the house. Then the lamb cried down to it, our brother in the pond so deep, how sad is my poor heart. Even now the cook, he whets his knife to take away my tender life. The little fish answered, our little sister up on high, how sad is my poor heart, while in this pond I lie. When the cook heard that the lambkin could speak and said such sad words to the fish down below, he was terrified and thought this could be no common lamb, but must be bewitched by the wicked woman in the house. Then he said, be calm, I will not kill you, and took another sheep and made it ready for the guests, and gave the lambkin to a good peasant woman, to whom he related all that he had seen and heard. The peasant was, however, the very woman who had been foster mother to the little sister, and she suspected at once who the lamb was and took it to a wise woman. Then the wise woman pronounced a blessing over the lambkin and the little fish, through which they regained their human forms, and after this she took them both into a little hut in a great forest, where they lived alone, but were contented and happy. And there we are, guys. Those are the stories for today. I apologise that they are super short. I am going to look ahead at tomorrow's stories and see if the video will be slightly longer. It may be, but it's not looking overly longer. So, obviously, the book just wants us to have a small moment of time together this weekend. But that's okay, because I'm sure you've got lots of crafting to do, and I have got lots of crafting to do also. When you are watching this video, I am more than likely at work. I do have to work both Saturday and Sunday this weekend, so not a lot of crafting will get done, but the time I do have, I will be crafting as much as I can. So guys, until I see you for tomorrow's stories, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one, or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you.